Hello there, I'm Ann-Marie Powell and welcome to my front garden. Now, I've always believed that gardens are the place to go wild. Did you know that we have over 24 million gardens here in the UK? And together they form a huge network of wildlife highways and a vast living landscape. Wouldn't it be wonderful if this weekend we did something to help our garden wildlife along? Come with me and I'll show you what I've got planned. Now, including water is a really good idea. It will give your wildlife somewhere to drink, somewhere to bathe and somewhere to live. If you've got the space, an in-ground wildlife pond is ideal. But if not, there are tons of features on the market that you can buy. Barrels, dishes and water bowls. Here's mine. Now, I've got mine planted up with aquatics and oxygenators just to keep the water clear. But more important to me than that is at the back I've got a little bridge of logs and lots of cobbles so frogs can get in and out. I love spending time here watching all of the water beetles and the boatmen, and I really do one day pray for some frog spawn. I can't tell you how much pleasure I get from my bird feeders. Put them somewhere where you can see them from the house, like mine. And I've got several here, and I put lots of different feed for them. So mixed seed, we've got some mealworms, and we've got some sunflower hearts. Because I can see them, I can also see the squirrels, so I would recommend getting some squirrel-proof bird feeders. Now, we also like to give the birds homes, but we don't have our bird boxes here. They're in the back garden where they can be a little bit more private and sheltered. And there's nesting boxes for robins and also for tits in the hedge. Now, my job for this weekend is my new hedgehog house. I'm so excited about this. We've actually seen some hedgehogs in our front garden already. And I think the reason for that is it's quite an open space between our neighbours. You might have heard about hedgehog highways, and they're really important actually, particularly in urban settings. If you've got a fence or a wall, knock out a brick or cut a hole in the bottom just so that hedgehogs can get in and out. Now, I've got this gorgeous little number. It's made from natural materials and it's lined inside to keep the rain out. And I'm going to pop it somewhere in a really sheltered space, cover it up with some leaves, and the hedgehogs I'm hoping will come. Now, if you've got pets, do anchor it down because dogs can easily just tip this up. And it's got a very small entrance so that predators can't get in and out. Now, I'm hoping the hedgehogs will really help me with my slug populations. But I am going to supplement their diet every now and again, give them plenty of water in a little dish, and I might even use some of this specialist hedgehog food just to see if I can lure them in. And with your wildlife gardening, I implore you, don't be too tidy. Leave some of the leaves on the ground as habitat. Stack up some logs, which are great for beetles and woodlice. They all form layers to the ecosystem and biodiversity. Also, if you're a little bit less tidy, you'll find the ideal corners to just tuck away some ladybird houses or some solitary bee hotels, which again, all add layers to the ecosystem. But we can't talk about wildlife gardening without talking about the plants. Look out for plants that are single. They're wide open and available as pollen and nectar sources. And always look out for plants that are good for pollinators. I'm going to be planting this afternoon things like these foxgloves, and I've got some aquiledias here too. But if I don't have space for more plants, there's always space though, really, isn't there? I might be tempted to sow some seeds in some of the verges and the scruffier areas of my garden. Things like this native wildflower mix, which is great for pollinating bees. It all amounts to being bountiful, beautiful and beneficial, doesn't it? So happy wildlife gardening, everybody.